Hello guys, welcome back to another Java basics tutorial. So in this video I'm going to be going over if statements and booleans. Booleans are very, very important. Boolean is true or false. There's technically three values. Okay, let me create a boolean and call it is able to work. So let's say a job. You need to be 16 to work there, and you're 10, you're trying to work there, okay? So this is going to equal either true, which means you are able to work, false, which means you're not able to work, and null, which you can see I get an error here. That's because okay, I think that needs to be from an object. So if you're setting a boolean equal to null, that's the same thing as doing this. So this will be null. I guess you can't really set it equal to null, just a plain boolean created in here, but this equals null at the moment. There's no value. So there's technically three values to booleans. So I'm going to show you what an if statement is. So an if statement, you don't need a space after this, but people generally put a space after if statements. I didn't do that for a long time. If you auto-format your code, it'll put a space there. So if, and then these brackets, so it's not a method, but it's a statement, it's an if statement, but it will have these parentheses around it. So you can put multiple statements inside of here. If you don't include this, it'll have just one statement, and those are pretty messy. I generally don't use them. You can use them, they can be good, but for most if statements, at least early on, you're going to put these curly brackets. So if is able to work, and I'll show you something. If you're new to programming, you might not think this will work. If is able to work, and it wants me to initialize it, then sys out control space, and it'll put system.out.println. And I guess I'll just go ahead and tell you what this does. So there's a system class, and it's calling out.println. I think this means this is an object. Yeah, that's right. So this is an object, and then it's calling the println method. And then these are the parameters. So this is a method that's accepting the parameters of your string, and this method prints it out to the console. So this is from a Java library. This is deep inside Java, something Java takes care of for you. So if is able to work, and I'll go ahead and set is able to work equals true. Okay, then my name plus can work here. So you'll notice a problem with this. So two things. You might think this is not able to work, you're not checking for a value. If is able to work, no, but it does work, because if a variable is, if you put is able to work in here, because it's a boolean, you don't need to check for it to be something. If you want to check for it to be true, it automatically will. If you want it to be false, though, if is able to work equals false, then nothing will happen here. Oops, forgot to save. Nothing will happen, it'll terminate immediately, because is able to work does not equal false. So you might be wondering, why do you have two equal signs here? Because if you put one equal sign, it's trying to set is able to work equal to false. You can see it doesn't give you an error, but you need to have two equal signs. So if is able to work equals false can't work here. And a little side note, if you want to put parentheses in here, it'll break it. So if you want to fix that problem, add a backslash before it and it'll fix that. And the backslash won't show up in the thing that's being printed. So if is able to work equals false, my name can't work here. Else, if, or no, just else, this is Boolean, so else, what this does is if this is not true, then print something else. Yeah, so sys out, my name plus can work here. No, I am going to do else if. So there's also something called else if. Okay, oops. I messed up formatting there. Shoot. I'll just do else if is able to work is equal to null. That's not going to work because that can't equal null. In a situation where you have a Boolean that can equal null, or anything that equals null, it might be a Boolean that can't equal null. If my age is equal to null. No, okay, I was right. So Boolean can't equal null. I don't know what I was thinking. They will null all the time. So if you have an object or something equals null, this case it can't equal null, but in a situation where it can equal null, that can cause something called a null pointer exception, and I'll go over that later. You want to check if it's null and then print something else like error. Okay, for now I'm just going to do else, so that'll check another condition and then you can have else after it. Else can work here. Ryan can work here. Okay, but why is this true? I don't want it to be true. So if my age is greater than or equal to 16, is able to work equals true, else is able to work equals false, and then is able to work is going to equal false by default. And you can see now it'll print Ryan can't work here. So let's change let's not do it there. Let's change my age is equal to 20. So we changed, you can change the value of a variable later on even though it's already declared because it's not a constant. I'll go over constants at some point in the future properly. That would be like final int. And then you can see you get an error because you can't change the value of the final. So that's what a constant is. So Ryan can work here now because I am now over 20. If I put this here, Ryan can't work here because I did it too late. It's checking before that. Okay, that's that, and I'll go ahead and add checks if user is 16 and if they are, they can work. Checks if the user can work. All right, that is if statements and Booleans. See you in the next video.